Welcome to the Calverley Players. We're going to do a short scene from Shakespeare's Winter's Tale for you. The scene is from Act 4, Scene 4. If you want to bring yourselves forward a little bit, but not in front of the camera, you'll hear us a bit better. The Winter's Tale is a play that's part tragedy, part comedy, part fairy tale. The story concerns two kingdoms, Sicilia and Bohemia. The first half of the play is mainly about Sicilia, and it's about King Leontes, who thinks his wife Hermione has been having an affair with King Polixenes of Bohemia. He's completely wrong, but by the time the first half has ended, Leontes thinks Hermione is dead, her baby daughter is dead as well, his young son has died, and he's lost his friend Polixenes. What he doesn't know is the baby has been smuggled out of the country to Bohemia, where she's been found by a shepherd. The shepherd has adopted the baby and brought her up as his daughter Perdita. And the play then jumps on about 20 years. Perdita doesn't know she's the daughter of King Leontes of the neighbouring kingdom, nor does the shepherd. But she's met Doricles, a young shepherd, and they've fallen in love. What they don't know is that he's actually Florizel, the son of the king of Bohemia. He's gone out in disguise as a shepherd so he can meet his people and get to know them. His father doesn't know he's done this, and so King Polixenes has decided in disguise, along with his advisor Camillo, to follow Florizel, and they've arrived at a celebration. The whole scene is pastoral and full of language about nature, and Polixenes and Camillo arrive and they see what happens at the scene, and you'll see how things develop.
See your guests approach. Address yourself to entertain them sprightly, and let's be red with mirth.
Fie, daughter. Where my old wife lived upon this day, she was both pantler, butler, cook, both dame and servant, welcomed all, served all. Pray you bid welcome these unknown friends, for it gives us a chance to make better friends, well known. Come now, quench your blushes and present yourself that which you are, mistress of the feast. Come on and bid us welcome to your sheep shearing, as your good flock shall prosper.
Sir, it is my father's will I should take on me the hostesship for the day. Reverences, for you, there's Rosemary and Rue.
Oh.
These keep seeming and savour all the winter long. Grace and remembrance be to you both, and welcome to our shearing.
Shepherdess, a fair one are you. Well you fit our ages with flowers of winter.
Sir, the year growing ancient, not yet on summer's death, nor the birth of trembling winter. Our fairest flowers of the season are our carnations and streaked gillivars, which some call nature's bastards. Of that kind, our rustic gardens barren, and I care not to get slips of them.
Wherefore, gentle maiden, do you neglect them?
For I've heard it said there is an art which in their piedness shares with great creating nature.
Say there be. Yet nature is made better by no mean, but nature makes that mean. So, over this art which you say adds to nature, is an art that nature makes. You see, sweet maid, we marry a gentler scion to the wilder stock, and make conceive a bark of baser kind by bud of nobler race. This is an art which does mend nature, change it rather, but the art itself is nature.
So it is.
Then make your garden rich in gillivers, and do not call them bastards.
I'll not put the dibble in the earth to set one slip of them. No more than were I painted I would wish this youth should say to her well, and only therefore desire to breed by me. Here's flowers for you. Lavender, mint, savoury, marjoram, as well as the marigold, which goes to bed with the sun and with him rises weeping. These are flowers of middle summer, and I think they are given to men of middle age. You're most welcome.
I should leave grazing where I have your flock and live only by gazing.
Out, alas! You'd be so lean the blast of January would blow you through and through. Now, my first friend, I would I had some flowers of the spring that might become your time of day. The daffodil that comes before the swallow dares and takes the winds of March with beauty. Violets dim but sweeter than the lids of Juno's eyes or Cytherea's breath. Pale primroses that die unmarried ere they can behold bright Phoebus in his strength, a malady most incident to maids. Bold oxlips and the crown imperial, lilies of all kinds, the flower de luce being one. Oh, these I lack to make you garlands of, and my sweet friend to strew him o'er and o'er.
What, like a course?
No, like a bank for love to lie and play on, not like a corse, or if not to be buried, but quick and in mine arms. Here, take your flowers. Methinks I do play as I have seen them do on wits and pastorals. Sure, this robe of mine does change my disposition.
What you do still betters what is done. When you speak, sweet, I'd have you do it ever. When you sing, I'd have you buy and sell, so give alms, pray, sir, and for the ordering your affairs, to sing them too. When you do dance, I wish you a wave of the sea, that you might ever do nothing but that. Move still, so, and own no other function. Each your doing so singular and each particular crowns what you are doing in the present deed, that all your acts are queens.
Oh, Doricles, your praises be too large, but that your youth and the pure blood which peepeth fairly through it, do plainly give you out an unstained shepherd. With wisdom I might fear, my Doricles, you wooed me the false way.
I think you have as little to fear as I have purpose to give you to it. But come, our dance, I pray, your hand, my perditor, as turtles pair that never mean to part.
I'll swear through.
This is the prettiest low-born lass that ever ran on the green sward. Nothing she does or seems but smacks of something greater than herself.
He tells us something that makes her blood look out. Good sooth, she is the queen of curds and cream.
Is it not too far gone? 'Tis time to part them. Fair shepherd, your heart is full of something that does take your mind from feasting. Sooth, when I was young and handed love as you do, I was wont to load my she with knacks.
Oh, sir, I know the gifts she looks from me are packed and locked up in my heart, which I have given already, but not yet delivered. Oh, hear me breathe my life before this ancient sir, who it should seem hath sometime loved. I take thy hand, this hand, as soft as a dove's down and as white as it, or the fan snow that's bolted by the northern blast twice o'er.
What follows this? Let me hear what you profess.
Do, and be witness to it.
And this my neighbour too?
And he, and more than he, and men, the earth, the heavens, and all, that were I crowned the most imperial monarch thereof most worthy, had force and knowledge more than was ever man's, I would not prize them without her love. For her, employ them all. Commend them to her service.
Fairly offered.
This speaks a sound affection.
But my daughter, say you the like to him?
I cannot speak so well, nothing so well, no nor mean better. By the pattern of mine own thoughts, I cut out the purity of his.
Take hands, a bargain, and unknown friends shall bear witness to it. I give my daughter to him, and will make her portion equal his.
Oh, that must be the virtue of your daughter. One being dead, I shall have more than you can dream of yet. Enough then for your wonder. Come on, contracts is for these witnesses.
Come, your hand, and daughter yours.
Soft! Swain a while, beseech you. Have you a father?
I have, good sir, but what of him?
Knows he of this?
He neither does nor shall.
Methinks a father is at the nuptial of his son a guest that best becomes the table. Is not your father grown incapable of reasonable affairs? Is he not stupid, with age and altering rooms? Can he speak? Here, lies he not bedrid?
He has his health and ampler strength indeed, but more than most of his age.
You offer him, if this be so, a wrong, something unfilial. A father, all whose joy is nothing else but fair posterity, should hold some counsel in such a business.
I yield all this, but for some other reason, my good sir, which 'tis not fit for you to know, I will not acquaint my father of this business.
Let him know it.
No, he shall not.
Prithee, let him.
He must not.
Let him, my son. He shall not need to grieve of knowing of thy father, thy choice.
Come, he must not. Mark our contract.
Mark your divorce, young sir, whose son I dare not call thou art too base to be acknowledged. Thou, a sceptre's heir that thus affects a sheep-hawk. Thou, old traitor, I am sorry that by hanging thee I can but shorten thy life by 1 week. And thou, excellent piece of witchcraft, who of force must know the real royal fool thou copst with.
Oh, my heart!
I'll have thy beauty scratched with briars and made more homely than thy state. For thee, fond boy, if I may ever know that thou dost but sigh, that thou no more shalt see this knack, as never, I mean thou shalt, will bar thee from succession, not hold thee of our blood, no, not our kin. Mark thou my words, follow us to court. Thou churl, for this time, though full of our displeasure, yet we free thee from the dead blow of it. And thou, enchantment, worthy enough a herdsman, yea, him too that makes himself but for our honour therein unworthy thee. If ever henceforth thou these rural latches to his entrance open, or hoop his body more with thy embraces, I will devise a death as cruel to thee as thou art tender to it.
The play, however, has a happy ending. Philoxenes learns the truth as Perdita learns that she's King Leontes' daughter, and she returns to Sicilia. Leontes is reconciled with Polixenes, the marriage is accepted, and in the final scene, a statue of Hermione is presented to Leontes, which gradually comes to life as Leontes realises that Hermione didn't die, and she's been in hiding all this time. So the play has a happy ending, and it has a magical ending. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy this, we perform a couple of times a year in Calverley. We also do small events like this. Please come and see us and support us. Thank you.